In his eagerness to prove his point, he forgot one very important thing. I got it! You're a genius! I can call for a mistrial based on the defense attorney's gross incompetence! Oh, Mia, I could kiss you, except you're actually a 6-year-old girl, so I won't. I mean, you're in the body of a... You know what I mean. Hello, YouTube. I am Unca Crunk, just your standard issue purple monster of a certain age who plays games on the internet. In the previous episode of Phoenix Wright, we learned that our client, Matt Ongard, is actually a brandy-swirling villain who did, in fact, hire Shelly the Killer to kill one Karita. Shortly thereafter, Phoenix gets handed Maya's location by the killer when he calls him and Phoenix hears Shoo meow over the transceiver. We show up at Ongard's mansion just a bit too late to save Maya and instead find a note from her where she tells us, while draped in death flags, to get a guilty verdict or she'll never forgive us. So now, time to sabotage her own case. How did I get into this mess?
That's far enough. You can't run forever, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Yeah, that's what I thought. What have I done wrong?
I cannot allow you to go on like this.
Me? But I'm just a simple defense attorney.
Silence! You are no longer worthy of your title.
I've had this dream before, someplace, some time ago. As if this day was written into my destiny. Today, I'll stand in court as a lawyer to prove a killer innocent. March 23rd, 9:43 a.m., District Court Defendant Lobby Number 3. Hello, this is Phoenix Wright. You don't look so well, dude. You're gonna prove me not guilty today, right? If you please, Mr. Lawyer. Remember, it's not just me. Your precious friend's life is riding on today's verdict, too. Now, listen up. You better get on guard a guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creepy slime bag and not guilty, I'll never forgive you. Ever. Phoenix! Mia! Maya, how's Maya? I don't know. You don't know? She hasn't tried to channel me since yesterday. Mia, what am I supposed to do? Well, like I said, for a lawyer, the worst of times are when you have to force your biggest smiles. But you can't give up. There's still some hope left. Stop it, please. There's nothing left. Not here, not anywhere.
It's that accursed Ongard again.
Will you leave me alone? Look, don't call me anymore. I mean it. You really mean, pal. Ah! Gumshoe! I'm really sorry. Where are you? They let me join the investigation team and we're chasing after the killer, pal. You have some sort of lead? Sorry, but right now we got 0 leads on the guy. But we're not going to give up. Gumshoe. Until the trial is over, until the verdict is handed down, we're gonna do everything we can to find the killer. If we can get Maya out, then you can get on guard the guilty verdict he deserves, pal. Yeah, that's true. I could do that if they found Maya first. You got that? So you have to do whatever you can to make the trial last longer. I have to make the trial last longer? If you go at Mr. Edgeworth with everything you got, then you two can draw it out. Oh, now I get it. I believe in you, pal. You and Mr. Edgeworth can do it. So, believe in us. We're going to give it all we've got just like you. Got it. Thanks, Gumshoe. Oh. Okay, so, I can't sabotage the case yet. Hey, Phoenix. You understand now, don't you? You have something money will never be able to buy. Friendship. It's the strongest weapon in the world, and you have it in abundance. Yeah! Looks like we're coming to the end. I have to make the trial last as long as I can. Gumshoe will come through, I know it. March 23rd, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 3.
Court is now in session for the trial of Matt on guard.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. Our prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor.
Now, as I recall, we concluded yesterday's session with a big mystery on our hands. The mystery being, what exactly was Ms. Adrian Andrews' role in this murder? That is to say, is she really connected to the crime itself? Mr. Edgeworth, if you would please inform the court of today's proceedings.
Adrian Andrews. She forged evidence that threw suspicion onto Mr. On Guard, and then proceeded to escape the crime scene by wearing a nickel samurai costume. The guilt of these actions are those from which she cannot escape.
Then you're saying that she is guilty after all.
I'm not finished, Your Honor. Ms. Andrews has nothing to do with committing the actual murder. I would like to direct the court's attention to this card.
What is that? It looks like a shell.
This is the calling card of a certain assassin.
Assassin, you say?
Yes. One Kurita was killed by a professional assassin. And the person who hired the assassin, his client, so to speak, is Matt on Guard.
What a surprising turn of events!
I would think this become commonplace by now, Your Honor. I know what's going on this time, so I know that everything Edgeworth has said is true. But we still have to hold out as long as we can, at least until Maya is safe and sound. I wonder how the trial will turn out today. I also wonder if you will suddenly be replaced by Maya. Because, Pearl's channeling anyway.
Now then, please call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth.
The prosecution calls the defendant's mentor, Mr. Will Powers, to the stand. Oh, I didn't know he was his mentor. I must have missed that somewhere. Now then, witness, your name and occupation, please.
Okay. I'm, Will Powers. I'm a poor, underpaid action star.
And what is your relation to the defendant?
Well, I guess I'm sort of a lousy mentor to him in a way. Yeah. Mr. Powers, please. You don't need to put yourself down so much. Oh, sorry, but I'm just kind of a nothing sort of guy, you know.
On the night of the murder, you visited the defendant's room. Is this correct?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
But, you know, I didn't actually get to see Matt when I went.
All you need to do is answer what you're asked. Now then, I would like you to please testify about when you went to Mr. Onguard's room.
Okay, sure. After the award ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room. Matt was standing there in front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume. He was talking with someone. At first, I thought it was the bellboy. I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back. I had guests with me that night, and I couldn't make them wait for me.
Oh, that would be us.
Nothing sounds out of the police in Mr. Powers' testimony.
And talking with the bellboys, no big deal. If one assumes that the person Mr. Onguard was speaking with was an ordinary bellboy.
But what are you implying?
Well, Mr. Wright, let's have your cross-examination, shall we? Looks like we're in another sticky situation. Huh? A trap. Can you smell it, Phoenix? But for us to find out more, we're just going to have to charge in head first, right? Yeah, because the bellboy was actually the killer.
After the award ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room.
Why? The defendant's room. Why did you go there?
Well, I'm his mentor, you know, like a big brother sort of, and I wanted to say congrats. What's wrong? Where did you stop? Mr. Wright.
What is it?
You're going to try to trick me into a corner, aren't you?
Nah.
I know I'm just a poor underpaid action star, but I'm not the killer.
No one said you were, Mr. Powers.
Oh, please, don't trick me. Every time you do your lawyer thing, the witness suddenly turns into the bad guy.
Every time? Witness, I will personally talk to the defense at a later time. So for now, please kindly cooperate and continue with your testimony.
Sorry. So, you went to the defendant's room, and then?
Hey, wait a minute! When and how did I suddenly get turned into the bad guy here?
Matt was standing there in front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
He was talking with someone. At first, I thought it was the bellboy.
At first? What do you mean by that?
Well, he was in a bellboyish uniform and he had a bottle of juice on tray.
That sounds like an ordinary bellboy to me.
Yeah, but I didn't think he was a normal bellboy.
And why was that?
Why did I think that, Mr. Wright?
How am I supposed to know?
Oh, sorry, but I can't remember right now. Sorry.
I guess I'm going to have to wait patiently on this one.
I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back.
Did they do anything interesting? You saw the two of them, the bellboy and the defendant, together, correct?
Yeah, the bellboy just wanted to say congrats.
Now, while you were watching the two of them, did you notice anything strange?
You know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, he gave the bellboy a tip.
Okay, that would be weird in actual Japan, as I understand it, but this game wants us to think we're in America, so it shouldn't be weird. A tip. That's a perfectly normal thing to do.
So, how long did you watch the two of them?
Not more than a minute or two, I think. I had guests with me that night and I couldn't make them wait for me.
Alright, that would be us, but I haven't gotten anything out of this guy yet. So, who are these guests you're talking about?
You guys, of course. You and Maya and Little Pearl. I thought it'd be really rude since I invited you guys if I disappeared on you. So I went back to my seat pretty soon after seeing Matt in the hallway.
It's like squeezing water from a stone. And it's probably pointless to press further. Do you remember this incident? Did Mr. Powers leave his seat that night? I don't remember that happening at all. Maya was making such a racket in her hyper state, I ended up focusing on her. You see, in any case, from his story, he probably wasn't gone for very long. Oh, damn it. Okay, so there was one thing that I didn't press on. This one. Are you sure that was Matt on guard?
Yeah, I'm sure. He wasn't wearing the Nickel Samurai mask then.
Yeah, if that's the case, then he really can't be mistaken. And what was the defendant doing standing in front of his own room? And we're back to this. Okay, I am not sure. At first, what do you mean by that?
I didn't think he was a normal bellboy.
And why was that?
Why did I think that, Mr. Wright?
How am I supposed to know? Hey, wait a second. Actually, Mr. Powers, only a few minutes ago you stated...
I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip.
That wasn't a few minutes ago. He says that a few seconds from now. Oh, my giddy aunt. No wonder I couldn't figure out what was going on. I had to press everything twice. And I have to cut some of this. Could it be that you felt something strange about the tip-giving incident itself?
Yeah, that's it. You really know your job.
Mr. Edgeworth,
Yes, Your Honor.
this bellboy, he wasn't an ordinary one, was he?
Perhaps we should let the witness tell us.
Very well. Mr. Powers, please amend your testimony.
You mean about the bellboy, right? Matt gave the bellboy a tip.
So he gave the bellboy a tip. What's so strange about that?
Well, you see, Matt's not a poor penny pincher like me. I was trying to figure out how much it was because the tip really shocked me.
How much it was?
But that's when something even more surprising happened. The bellboy was putting the tip he got in his pocket. And that's when I got my first good look at the guy's face. I was really shocked.
I'm afraid I don't follow it all.
Sounds like Mr. Powers was surprised twice by this event. I wonder which one of his shocking moments I should ask about. Let's start with the tip. The defendant is a huge star. He can afford to be generous with his tips, don't you agree?
Sure. But giving him that much was maybe a little too much, I think.
A little too much. Would you please clarify for the court? About how much would you say the defendant gave to the bellboy?
Honestly, I don't know. I can't even begin to guess.
And why is that?
Because he gave the bellboy a really, really fat roll of cash.
A roll of cash!
Well, how interesting. That certainly was a very generous tip, wasn't it?
A very fat roll of cash. That can hardly be called a tip, Your Honor. The judge is beginning to look awfully suspicious of us. There's nothing I can really object to here. I mean, who can argue that a fat roll of money isn't really odd?
So supposing that roll of cash was not a tip, then what was it?
Payment, Your Honor.
Payment?
Isn't it obvious? For the murder of Mr. Unca.
Then the bellboy the witness saw.
Yes, he was the assassin.
Hold your horses now. Mr. Edgeworth, you don't have any proof of this, do you?
Have I ever been unprepared to support my claims, Your Honor? I have here the card Shelley the Killer left at the scene of the crime.
Shelley the Killer?
He is the person the police's special investigations team has been chasing for ages. I am certain that the person the witness saw was this very assassin, Shelley the Killer.
Really? What's wrong, Mr. Powers?
No, nothing. It just, something just clicked in my head, and I think I just figured something out.
Oh?
Actually, I saw that bellboy again later on that night.
What? Mr. Powers, please testify. Tell us what you saw.
Yes, sir. Right away. This time, I was in that hallway because I had to go to the bathroom. And that's when that bellboy I saw earlier came out of the room. Of course, when I say room, I mean Unca's room. Now that I think about it, that bellboy did seem kind of out of place. Yeah, so he had to be the assassin, I'm sure of it. I mean...
Thank you very much. That is all we need for now.
Huh? But I'm not done. There's still more.
Let us first establish that the bellboy was truly Mr. the Killer. Then we shall see.
So the bellboy came out of the victim's room. And if that bellboy really was the assassin, then I think the answer is fairly obvious.
That would be correct, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, I do believe it's your turn to entertain and make us laugh. This is no laughing matter. It was nervous laughter, Mia. Okay. Yeah, I think we can pass on this one.
Alright, and this when that bellboy I saw earlier came out of the room.
Are you sure it was the same bellboy?
Yeah.
And how could you tell? All the bellboys wear the same uniform after all.
But, you see, well, he had those stitches in his face.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's the same guy that I was talking with Matt.
So which room did the bellboy come out of? Yeah, no.
Now that I think about it, that bellboy did seem kind of out of place.
So what exactly was so out of place about him? Right. Why the insipid grin? Maybe because I have no idea what damaging thing he's going to say next?
Well, the bellboy was empty-handed.
Empty-handed?
That bellboy was one of those room service people, right? But he wasn't pushing a cart, and he wasn't holding a tray either. You'd call that a little strange too, wouldn't you?
I agree, that is a bit strange, Mr. Powers.
But is it really that unusual for a bellboy to be empty-handed? What should I do? Should I let Mr. Powers' testimony slide, or... Sure. In for a penny, in for a penny. I already said that before. Let's try to pull a fast one. There is nothing strange or unusual about an empty-handed bellboy.
But there really is.
There really isn't. If you two are done being school children, bellboys are for room service. There is no reason for them to be empty-handed ever. Your Honor, I ask that the witness's previous statement be supplanted with this new one. Edgeworth, are you going to do whatever you can to make the bellboy look suspicious?
I see. Very well. This court recognizes and grants the prosecution's request. Mr. Powers, if you could amend your testimony, please.
Yes, sir. I thought it was kind of strange for a bellboy to come out of a guest room empty-handed.
Okay. So you're saying that it's suspicious for him to be empty-handed?
Yeah, really suspicious. I mean, when I first saw that bellboy, he was holding a tray in his hand. There was a bottle of juice and wine glass on it.
Oh, juice. And what kind of juice was it?
I'm pretty sure it's tomato juice.
Okay, there it is. If we could come up with some sort of reason as to why he would come out empty-handed, some sort of proof, then I think we can dodge the bullet on this one for now. Proof, huh? Sounds like another job for the court record. Yes, I get it. Mr. Powers.
Yes?
You're easily influenced by other people's words, aren't you? As soon as you heard that the bellboy might have been the killer, you got caught up in believing it must be true.
But, isn't he really suspicious? He's got all those stitches and...
So? A baseball has stitches. Are you saying all baseballs are suspicious because they have stitches?
There's also, I mean, what about him being empty-handed?
I would like to ask the court to please take a look here.
This is the crime scene.
There is a wine glass sitting next to Mr. Carita's body. The liquid inside this glass is tomato juice. And now, if you would look at what is on top of the table in the lower right-hand corner here, anyone can clearly see that it is a tray with a bottle of tomato juice on it. The bellboy had just brought this to Mr. Carita's room. He left the tray in the room, which is why he was empty-handed when he left.
Yeah,
But that would mean that the bellboy had seen and left a dead body in the room.
But you can prove that... but can you prove that Mr. Carita was already dead at that time?
But Mr. Edgeworth,
Yes.
I blame you for leading me down this route.
I'm terribly sorry. What is with him? Why is he laughing? Redness, isn't there one more thing you would like to share with us?
Is there?
The bellboy was empty-handed, or should I say empty-handed. I recall you had something interesting to say about his hands.
Oh, yeah, I almost forgot.
What?
That bellboy, he was wearing gloves.
Gloves?
Yeah, pitch black leather ones. All the other bellboys don't wear gloves like that, right?
Black leather gloves. Why didn't you mention them earlier?
Sorry, slipped my mind.
Ah, boy, does this make the bellboy look really suspicious. All right, gotta focus. I can't get lax here. So what if you had gloves? A lot of bellboys wear gloves.
Come on, Mr. Wright. That bellboy was wearing black leather ones.
So? A football's made of leather. Are you saying all footballs are suspicious because they're made of leather?
But that man, he received a large roll of cash from the defendant. And then he was seen leaving the crime scene wearing black leather gloves. I don't think that even someone like myself can believe he was just another bellboy.
Alright. It seems that we have finally come to an understanding. Now then, witness, please continue with the rest of your testimony. The rest?
Oh yes, please, tell us more.
Okay. After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door just like that. He gave something to the person inside the room. Then the old guy just left without even going into the room. After that, I went to the bathroom and then back to my seat.
Did you wash your hands first?
So the bellboy, after leaving the crime scene, went to the defendant's room.
Yeah. I kind of saw all that by accident.
Some accident? I'd say you saw too much. And all of it was suspicious to high heaven.
I think it's safe to say that we can no longer consider this bellboy to be normal. Now then, let's get started, shall we? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door just like that.
Yes, we'll press on everything. Is that what you saw while you were busy spying?
Excuse me? I may be a poor, underpaid action star, but even I wouldn't stoop to spying.
Well, I think the point is, where did you watch all this from, Mr. Powers?
Oh, from the door of the bathroom with my left eye in a sort of sneaky spy-like.
I knew he was spying. Please, does it really matter if he was doing it over or underhandedly? What did the bellboy do next? That's all I care to know.
He gave something to the person inside the room.
I said hold it!
Okay.
That's better. What kind of statement is that? Please elaborate and give us a few more details. Take your time. Like, a lot of time. Gotta drag this out, you know.
Okay.
Should probably ask him only one question at a time. Ask about the person inside? Or ask about the something? Ask about the something. He gave something to this person.
Yeah.
And what was this something?
If I remembered what it was, I wouldn't be calling it something, then would I?
But this implies that something was removed from the scene of the crime. Are you sure you really can't remember, Mr. Powers?
I think it was something kind of small.
This is an incredibly crucial piece of information. Please try to remember what it was.
I'll try.
In the meantime, let's talk of another point. Namely, what did the bellboy do next?
Oh, so after he gave the person inside the room the thing...
All right, let's go back to that statement. Yep. Oh, skip ahead. Okay, ask about the person inside. So, who took this something the bellboy handed off?
Actually, I don't know.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm. Only an arm.
Then you're saying you didn't see the person's face?
Yeah.
I would like to summarize the testimony up to this point, if you don't mind. When the bellboy left the crime scene, he immediately went to the defendant's room. There, he handed a small item of some sort to the person inside. As for the person who received the item, all you could see was the person's arm.
Yes. It was just like that. Mr. Edgeworth, is all this really that important?
Of course, Your Honor. I think this is of the utmost importance. This is when whatever was removed from the crime scene was handed over to the client.
Mr. Powers, please try to remember what it was the bellboy handed off.
Well, let's see,
I think it was, no. If you remember, please add it to your testimony.
Yes, sir. If I saw it again, I could say for sure, but I think it was some sort of little wooden statue. Oh. Was it this?
Objection!
What was the point of that pregnant pause? Trying to drag the trial out miles?
Where did that objection come from? Please, well, speak up.
It was me, Your Honor. What is it, Phoenix? I have a feeling that something bad is going to happen once I show this.
Mr. Wright, if you have something to say, please spit it out.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay, Phoenix, deep breath. Mr. Powers, the something you saw, was it this item?
Oh, hey, that's it. That's the something. Wow, Mr. Wright, you really figured it out.
I recall we found this at Matt Ungard's mansion.
At the defendant's house. What does this mean?
It's simple, Your Honor. Shelley the killer assassinated one Krita in his room. And then he stole this wooden bear from the scene of the crime.
Then the bear being found at Mr. Ungard's mansion would mean...
It goes without saying, Your Honor. Mr. Matt Ungard is the killer's client. I wonder if I screwed that up.
Order! I said order! Mr. Wright, this is a most unfortunate turn of events for you.
Yeah. Sorry, Mia. No, it's all right. Your judgment was sound. Oh, thank goodness. Actually, I figured the bear would come up. If not now, then it would have later on. Even if you hadn't shown it to the court, I'm sure your friend Edgeworth would have. I almost forgot that he knew about it too.
I think it is clear that there is no need for us to continue this trial.
Hey, I can't let this happen. I have to do something. There has to be something we've overlooked. Your Honor, a minute, please.
Yes, Mr. Wright?
There are still a few points left that we have not fully explored. What are you trying to pull?
Oh, well, we can't have that. All right, Mr. Wright, what questionable point would you like to explore further?
Oh, the bear. Let's talk about the bear. I think it's fairly obvious that the bear itself is very questionable.
The bear. Mr. Wright?
This was found at Mr. Ungard's mansion. However, Mr. Ungard was arrested at the hotel that night. Oh, of course. Which means that since the murder occurred, he has not had a chance to go home.
Oh.
I think Your Honor has already figured out what I'm trying to say. It's not possible that it was Mr. Ungard who took this bear to his mansion. It was Adrian Andrews.
Wait, that's very true. You didn't consider that point, Mr. Wright. There was no way time-wise for the defendant to have taken this bear home.
Whew. Disaster averted, it looks. You haven't gotten the best of me yet, Mr. Wright. Hey? I remember it clear as day. I remember what you muttered to yourself at Ungard's mansion. We have this area completely surrounded. There is no way for him to escape. I can't believe it. That butler, all this time he was the killer. The killer and Ungard were working together, so to speak. And the killer was hiding at Ungard Mansion as its butler.
What a bold move!
Bear figurine was brought back to Ungard Mansion by the killer himself. When it looked like he was about to be arrested, Ungard had him do so. I assume because it would have been bad had the police found it during their investigation. Well, Mr. Wright, you've been quiet for a while now. This is too much. Isn't there anything I can attack at all? I have to try. I have to find something else.
What will you do now, Mr. Wright? Do you plan to...
I plan to expose a clearly shaky place in Mr. Power's testimony.
What? There is still another one?
There is indeed, Your Honor, and it's quite a questionable point. What are you trying to pull?
Oh, well, we can't have that. All right, Mr. Wright, what questionable point would you like to explore further?
The person who received the bear. I think it was Andrews. There was one thing in Mr. Power's testimony that was very unclear. And that is the identity of the person who received the bear.
He gave something to the person inside the room. I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm.
As long as we don't know who it was that took the bear, we...
Ah!
Eh?
What is it, Mr. Powers? If you're going to scream like that, then at least give us a good reason why.
Sorry. Actually, I remembered. I remembered who took the bear.
What?
Really?
I mean, I only saw his arm, but the arm, it was the Nickel Samurai's arm. I swear it.
You've got to be kidding! Are you sure of that, Mr. Powers?
Yeah, I'm sure it was the Nickel Samurai.
Order! Looks like you've dug your own grave, yet again.
How many times is that today? I've lost count. So the person who took in this little bear was the Nickel Samurai. And as we all know, Met Ungard is the Nickel Samurai. Yep, buddy.
Thanks to the defense, we've made that all the clearer. I think we've heard enough. We now know why this bear figurine was at the defendant's mansion, as well as who it was that received the bear from the assassin in his room. Everything has become very clear. The client who hired the assassin to commit the murder was Mr. Matt On Guard. I see no reason for this trial to continue. Therefore, I will now hand down my verdict.
Thank you, Your Honor, for your understanding. You see, Mr. Wright, you cannot win against the truth, could you? I knew it would turn out this way. After all, what Edgeworth has stated is the truth.
Any last objections, Mr. Wright?
Well, should I do? Raise an objection. Gotta drag this out. There's only one way for me to drag this trial out. The only thing I have left is this one dirty trick. Your Honor, right now we have these two reasons to believe my client is the assassin's client. Reason number one, he accepted the bear figurine from the assassin. Reason number two, that very same figurine was found at On Guard Mansion. However, it's possible this is all the work of a certain other person.
What are you saying?
What I am saying is, it's possible a different person is the killer's real client.
The real client?
Yes. Tisk. Is this all you have?
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your theory. Who do you say is the killer's real client and therefore the real murderer?
Throwing this poor woman under the bus. Well, she's hardly innocent. Totally.
Adrian Andrews?
Yes, we already know that she tried to frame Matt On Guard for the crime by wearing a spare nickel samurai costume.
Yeah. Then the nickel samurai's arm that I saw.
That could have very well been Mrs. Andrews.
But what about Mr. On Guard?
If you would please recall yesterday's testimony, the defendant was taking a nap during the break period.
That's right. Then, finding this figurine at Mr. On Guard's mansion.
It was a well-laid trap set by Ms. Andrews.
Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion on this?
I can't even begin to count the flaws in the defense's logic, besides which there is no evidence to support it. However, can't fully discount this possibility either.
What's with the trial? Come on, anyone can tell On Guard did it. Can't believe it. Yeah, unbelievable. It's not something petty. It's murder of all things.
This is to save Maya. This is to save Maya. Even if the whole world turns against me, this is one fight I can't give up on.
Order! All disruptive parties will be forced to leave the courtroom.
Your Honor, for the benefit of the defense, I'm willing to play along with this what-if game.
Is what-if game? Mr. Edgeworth?
The prosecution is prepared to challenge the defense's theory. Mr. Wright, even you must have thought it strange and wondered. Why would the criminal want this little wooden bear? He's right. The killer did specially bring that bear to On Guard right away. Why do you ask? Is there something special about it? Absolutely. And I'm sure that once the court knows its significance, the true killer's identity will become crystal clear. Your Honor, the prosecution calls upon a witness who will clear all doubts against Ms. Andrews. See?
And who would that be?
It's quite simple, Your Honor. Ms. Adrian Andrews herself.
I see. Well then, the court will take a short 10-minute recess. The prosecution will prepare its witness in that time.
Yes, Your Honor. March 23rd, 11:54 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby Number 3.
Oh, I knew it was a good idea to hold her hostage. Don't you agree, Mr. Lawyer? But I never thought in your desperation you'd try to pin the guilt on Adrian.
Swear this demon will pay.
Mr. Nick.
Pearls? Where's Mia?
I don't know. A really strong power suddenly called her away.
What? Oh, Mia. Oh! Maya's channeling Mia! Really strong power.
Oh, Mr. Nick, your phone is...
It's from Gumshoe. How's it going? Have you been hanging in there, pal? Oh, I got that backwards. Yeah, sort of. We just barely found something to latch onto. Whew, that's good, pal. And what about you? Anything yet? Have you figured out where the killer and Maya are? Well, we still don't have any leads, but... What? We don't have any more time! If we just had one, even a single clue would be really helpful. I was only able to come this far because I kept thinking to myself, I've got to keep the trial going until Maya's been rescued. But have I just run out of luck this time? Is all our hope for naught? A tent! Huh? A tent? I can see a circus tent! Mia! It looks like Maya was unconscious until just a few minutes ago. As soon as she woke up, she called for me. So it's Maya that called you away. I knew it. She's locked in a dusty little room right now. But I can see a circus tent outside the window about 300 feet away. Gumshoe! Is there a circus tent in town? Is there a circus in town right now? There's only one, pal, the Very Big Circus. Maya is somewhere within a 300-foot radius of the main tent. What? Okay, hold on a sec, pal. Hey, draw a circle on that map, about a 300-foot radius from the main tent. Hurry! And I can see a mailbox under the window just outside. Gumshoe, there's also a mailbox. Okay, what else? What else, Mia? I'm sorry, but it was a very small window. I couldn't see anything else. It felt like I was in an old office building, maybe the 3rd floor or so. I heard an old office building. Good stuff, pal. Okay, just hang in there. Just wait just a little longer, pal. Wish us luck. Good luck. I'll call you later, so don't let your battery die, okay, pal? Mia, Maya's not hurt, right? She's in a pretty bad state, Phoenix. She's being starved. Gumshoe, please, hurry. Looks like we're out of time. You all right, Phoenix? It's only a matter of time before Maya's rescued. I can do this. Just have to make this trial last a little longer. Ah! Yeah. 1205 feet.
Court will now reconvene.
Der Killer, the man who murdered the victim, handed this to his client. From this, one obvious question arises. Why this particular item? I believe the answer to that question will provide us with the name of the real culprit. Now then, the prosecution calls the defendant's manager, Adrian Andrews, to the stand. Currently, the witness is accused of tampering and obstruction of justice. However, you have been called to the witness stand today to ascertain who exactly is guilty of murder. I understand. Very good. Now, have you ever seen this bear before, Ms. Andrews? Of course I have.
You have seen it before?
And that's right. It's only natural that the witness has. Miss Andrews, could you please enlighten the court to this bear's secrets? All right. Why does she... Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. At its center is a small cavity with just enough room to store a small item. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. You really can't tell that it's just a small jewelry box just by looking at it.
So, this figurine, it's a container of some sorts, is it?
Yes. Looks can be deceiving, wouldn't you agree?
Yes, this is superb craftsmanship. Oh, yes, I nearly forgot. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
It looks like there really was something to that bear after all. Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. A puzzle. That's right.
But it looks like an ordinary figurine.
Yeah, true enough. To people who don't know, I'm sure they would never guess that this was a puzzle. So, what kind of puzzle is this exactly? If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. So, you can take it apart. And how would one go about doing that? Well, you first turn its tail to the right, and then push it in.
Oh, yes, I see.
After that, the arms and legs are free to move and can be removed.
Ooh, this is most interesting.
A boy and his new toy. It's like he's 5 all over again.
Oh, no, don't mind me. Go ahead and carry on.
I think he's lost it. So, what do you find after you take the puzzle apart? At its center is a small cavity with just enough room to store a small item. And how do you know about this? I know because I was the one who bought it. Good. It was a souvenir from when a friend and I went to Switzerland.
Then this was a present from you?
That's right. It was a puzzle in the shape of a bear, so I thought it would be perfect for one. So, it was a present from Ms. Andrews. All right, nurse, let's continue with your testimony. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. So, who exactly knew how to solve this puzzle? Only the two of us, Juan and myself. It was a souvenir from Switzerland, so I doubt there are that many people with this same bear in this country.
But this looks like it can be easily broken. Especially if someone wanted to get at what's inside.
Well, it's a toy, but it can never be the same again once it's been broken. You really can't tell that it's just a small jewelry box just by looking at it. Who else knows that this bear is actually a small container or jewelry box? I never told anyone. And as long as Juan never told anyone either, then only the two of us knew. The two of you, huh? Then of course that means Mr. On Guard didn't know, right? I think this is about all I'm going to get for now. Well, Mr. Wright, I think even you have come to realize that there is one very important fact we have uncovered, and that is this. This bear is actually a jewelry box. Now that we have agreed to this point, there's only one logical question that can come next, and that is this. What is inside this box?
What's inside?
That's right. That's what we are going to find out next. Witness. Yes. You are the only one who can open this. Please.
But I was having so much fun. I was almost there. I swear I was almost there.
All eyes are on Ms. Andrews now as she solves the puzzle and takes the bear apart. I've opened it. Is this what you wanted?
What is that? It looks like a
Note. I don't think we need to guess at what it is, do we, Mr. Wright? It's the suicide note.
A suicide note.
A suicide note left by one Karita's former manager, Celestine Pax. Until now, no one knew of its whereabouts. But, just as we suspected, it was hidden. Hidden by the victim, one Karita himself. It seems Celestine Pax had very beautiful handwriting. And she just as beautifully signed her own name on this document. This is most definitely the note she left right before she committed suicide.
Order! Witness, did you know about this?
Yes, I did. I heard all about it from one. When I discovered his body, I looked for the bear. I wanted to destroy the note before it became public, but couldn't find it anywhere because it had already been taken by the killer. Everything is going at Mr. Edgeworth's pace. So now that the suicide note has been found, what's the next logical question? What is written on the note? That's right. At least that's what I would think. Now then, I believe it is only appropriate that the contents of this note be known. I can't stop you, can I? I went through so much just to get my hands on it. And I was going to burn it for her sake. I'm deeply sorry, but I can't allow you to persuade me to stop. Your Honor, if you could, please read the contents of that note aloud.
Very well.
The judge's voice rang loud and clear through the deathly silent courtroom. In her note, Celestine Pax left to us a record of all that had happened to her, about being used and then thrown away by On Guard, about being engaged to Karita and On Guard's role in destroying that, and about how she decided, in her despair, to end it all.
And that's all Miss Pax had to say. May she rest in peace.
There's one thing I would like to say here. Prosecution has no interest in slandering Mr. On Guard.
Then what?
Our intention, Your Honor, is to establish a motive for murder. Isn't that correct, witness? Yes. On the night of the murder, Juan was going to make the contents of the note public. After the post-ceremony show, he was going to hold a press conference.
My word.
Matt On Guard values above all else his refreshing like a spring breeze image, which is why he had to stop this note from being made public. At any cost. Found inside the figurine. tales of Unguard's horrible misdeeds. It's Unguard's fault that woman killed herself. And this time he even went as far to kill someone to stop him from revealing that. How terrible. What a selfish person. I guess there are some slimeball lawyers out there who would defend these creeps too. There is no room for doubt here. Mr. the Killer's client's goal was to obtain the suicide note. And the only person who needed this note that badly is the defendant. Let's not forget that the bear with the note inside was found at the defendant's house.
It seems that we have come to the truth at last. The defendant's motives were entirely selfish. He deserves no sympathy from anyone.
Yeah, but how did he know that the note was inside that bear? How am I supposed to escape from this one? Why the hesitation, Phoenix? Gumshoe hasn't called yet, so you know what you must do. I know. I have to carry on and buy him some more time. Okay, there are two deadly pieces of evidence. The figurine and the suicide note. Maybe somehow I can find a way out of this situation through one of those. Gavel is already in the judge's hand, Phoenix. Hurry! Suicide note of the figurine. Which one of these shall I pursue?
Objection!
Please wait, Your Honor.
Oh man, look at that lawyer. He's still going at it? It's like he doesn't care that he's trying to get a killer off the hook.
I think Your Honor believes that Matt Unguard killed in order to obtain this note.
Yes, that is correct.
But that seems a little strange. In fact, I think there is a contradiction here. This note was hidden by Mr. Kurita until the night of the murder. If that is the case, I say that Matt Unguard could not have known what was written on this note.
Oh, I didn't think of it that way.
Exactly. But I did think of it that way, and I thought it was rather strange. No one in their right mind would kill for a note without first knowing what it said. Okay, that's not where I was going with it, but okay.
Order, order, order! You make a valid point, Mr. Wright. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion?
It was just a flash, but I think I did rather well on this one. Unfortunately, I think he believes differently. I believe a show of appreciation is in order.
Huh?
The defense seems to be in love with wishing more despair upon himself. I would like to direct the court's attention to this.
What is that?
There's a very small video camera, Your Honor. This type of camera is commonly used as a means of spying. Damn.
Spying?
What do I do? I thought that spy camera was in my possession! Matt Unguard and the victim both thought of the other as their biggest rival. They even went so far as to use this type of item to find each other's weaknesses.
And?
The victim, one Kurita, was being spied upon. His personal life was being watched by none other than Matt Unguard.
Order! Order! Mr. Wright!
Hey, yes, Your Honor?
You... don't tell me you knew about your client's spying activities.
Well, I mean, Mia, help! Help!
Yes.
Sort of is not an acceptable answer, Mr. Wright.
I see you are confused, Mr. Wright. You're probably thinking, but I have the camera that was in the stuffed bear's eye. Wait, there was another one? But this camera that I have is not the same one. Oh, crap. Last night I searched the victim's house on a hunch. Using this. Gumshoes, Bubba? Why wouldn't you get a good one? By the way, Mr. Wright, the defendant's fingerprints were found on this camera.
Matt Ungar's fingerprints were on there?
Well, Phoenix, you blew it! Looks like those cameras were hidden all over the place, huh? What am I supposed to say to that evidence? I think this is the end. It's fairly obvious that Mr. Ungard learned of the suicide note through this. He was watching the victim all along. I mean, that does explain a lot. They got me good this time. I don't have anything to counter that. Hey, now what's the lawyer thinking? Mommy, is that mean the bad killer guy? Shush, stop. Don't look at him. The way he's sweating is just so, ew, nasty. Phoenix? Yes, Chief? Have you figured out what you're going to do next yet? What I'm going to do next? Is running away like a frightened child work? I know it seems like Mr. Edgeworth is very close to putting a lid on this case, but in his eagerness to prove his point, he forgot one very important thing.
I got it! You're a genius! I can call for a mistrial based on the defense attorney's gross incompetence! Oh, Mia, I could kiss you, except you're actually a 6-year-old girl, so I won't. I mean, you're in the body of a... You know what I mean. Your Honor!
Well, what is it, Mia? There is a piece of evidence that he really should investigate. Something he should investigate? I would really hate to see the good prosecutor get scolded for not remembering to look into the item when he had the chance. Why are you speaking in riddles all of a sudden? You know how dense I am. You trained me.
All right, I think this time we finally understand everything. Well, Mr. Wright, you don't have any further objections, do you?
What's this piece of evidence that Mia's talking about? Can I figure out what it is that still needs to be looked at, or should I let it go? Present evidence.
I have an objection, Your Honor.
That was about the weakest objection I've ever heard, Mr. Wright.
I'm working on it.
Your Honor, the defense has no intention of letting things go this easily.
You are beginning to sound desperate.
Because I am! That's just your imagination, Your Honor. Running away with you. Mr. Edgeworth, this is not like you at all. Huh? In your eagerness to prove your point, you've forgotten one very important thing. Hey, isn't it what I just said?
Yes!
So, you're telling me that I forgot something? You're so close, Mr. Edgeworth. But there's something you really should examine about this piece of evidence. Oh. Is it the handwriting?
It is Impact's suicide note, right?
Who knows? I mean, sure, this suicide note was found inside this bear, but this bear was in my possession until only a few moments ago. Which means the handwriting on this suicide note has yet to be analyzed. Oh my Gideon, I finally got something right.
Oh.
to whether this pivotal piece of evidence was really written by Ms. Inpax or not. That is yet to be even remotely confirmed.
Mr. Wright, you can't seriously be suggesting.
Mr. Wright, are you saying this suicide note is a fake? Miss Andrews, you were the one who tried to pin this murder on Mr. On Guard. Who's to say you didn't create a fake suicide note and put it into this bear? How dare you! Your Honor, the defense is indiscriminately accusing the witness again. There is no evidence linking the witness to the suicide note whatsoever. But if this is a fake, then the witness is the only person who could have made it. What? Recall the witness's testimony concerning this figurine. The only person other than the victim who could solve the puzzle is the witness herself. Ah! Ms. Andrews, you wrote this note, didn't you? You wrote it so you could use it to frame Matt On Guard. We are just beating the hell out of this poor woman. I did no such thing. Right. If you're going to pronounce this suicide note a fake, then show this court some evidence to support your theory. Oh, crap. Mr. Edgeworth, you were the one who presented this scrap of paper as evidence. That means the burden of proof lies with you, the prosecution. Oh, good.
There! That's enough! Mr. Edgeworth, can you confirm the handwriting on this suicide note?
It's as the defense has stated, the handwriting is yet to be analyzed.
If that's the case, it seems that yet again we have reached a point where a verdict is impossible.
That's impossible! This isn't good, Phoenix. The judge is going to carry this trial over one more day. Don't think Maya will physically be able to make it another day.
I didn't want to have to do this, but I don't have a choice. I request that both the prosecution and defense further investigate. Handwriting analysis might...
Handwriting analysis might, but that's just a lawyer trying to buy more time. And God is guilty. Look, any idiot can tell you that.
I think we've reached the end of the line.
Guilty, 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 guilty.
What is that sound?
It's Gumshoe! Hello, Gumshoe? What's with him and what was that sigh? Where's Maya? What happened to Tequila? He got away. What? I'm sorry, pal. I really am. I don't know what to say besides I'm sorry. I wish there was some way to make it up to you. I really do. Anyway, what's going on? We found his hideout, pal. But the two of them were already gone. This is terrible. I'm going to keep looking for them, pal. Don't you worry. I just need a little more time. But don't tell me we don't have any more. Guilty, 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 guilty. Do you hear that? They're calling for his head. Mr. Wright, I can't for us to come this far. Oh, what is it? Let me talk to Mr. Edgeworth. I can't do that.
Mr. Wright, would you please get a hold of yourself?
Yes, Your Honor.
I am about to end today's proceedings. You may take your phone calls after.
Hold on, Your Honor. Edgeworth, catch!
Take that!
Mr. Edgeworth! Please, you gotta buy us some more time. Court is in session. Death. I'm sorry, Your Honor. You're saying?
Mr. Wright, this is a court of law.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but...
I am reluctant to do this, however. It appears that I have no choice but to suspend proceedings until tomorrow.
This time I really can't do anything.
Court is now adjourned for the day.
Hey. Please wait, Your Honor.
Edgy!
What is this, Mr. Edgeworth?
I humbly request another 30 minutes of Your Honor's time.
But for what purpose?
We can perform the necessary tests on this piece of evidence in that time.
But can you really obtain your results in 30 minutes?
I believe we can, Your Honor.
But wouldn't it be better if we adjourn for today and reconvene tomorrow? I could still get 8 holes in.
30 minutes. Please, Your Honor. That's all I'm asking for. Please, Your Honor.
Very well. Getting kind of hungry anyway. At the prosecution's request, this court will now take a 30-minute recess. Be advised that I will not allow another recess today.
I'm not sure if this is helping or hurting us.
This court will now take its final recess of the day.
March 23rd, 2:04 p.m., District Court Defendant, Lobby number 3. Right. Well, what's going on with the Maya situation? The killer. It looks like he got away again. 30 minutes? We can't find her in that time?
Report.
Is that Mr. Edgeworth? We don't have time. Just spit it out. Right. It looks like we just missed him, sir. But the killer left a few things behind by accident in his rush to get away. A few things? Can we use any of them as evidence? Oh, I told you that, pal. I've got the things he left with me right now on my own way, and I'm on my way over. Really? Well, that's odd. Any items like that are usually sent to the crime lab first. We don't have time to wait for those guys, sir. When those guys went looking, I swept the stuff and ran. What? Well, I'm not a detective anymore, so I had to. I'm really sorry, sir, but I gotta put the law on hold for now. Wow, this sounds bad. Hope he doesn't get into too much trouble over this. With my Unca Crunk car, I'd say I'd be there in about 20 minutes, sir. Don't worry, I'll be there. Wait for me. All right, just get here in one piece. I'm on a mission from God, and no one can stop me now, sir. No one. I have a pack of cigarettes, full tank of gas, and I'm pulling out all the stops and running every red light. Items left by the murderer, huh? Maybe there's something among them that will be decisive enough to end this. What was that? Hey, what's wrong? Detective Gumshoe, answer me! No one can stop me. What happened? It sounded like he had an accident. I'm guessing his cell phone broke as well. What was he thinking? We've got to hurry and call for help. But we have no idea where he is. His cell phone is broken, and he wasn't driving a patrol car, so no radio either. Also, if we don't get to those items before they do, the police will take possession of them. No! We can't let that happen! Well, if there is a way we can find out where he is, then we stand a chance. Why, oh, why did Gumshoe have to get into an accident now? Is there any way to find out exactly where he is at this moment? There is! That's right, there is a way! What? How? I'm sure we can find out where Detective Gumshoe is through this. The tracking device. They set that up ages ago. Why are you bringing up Francisca at a time like... Oh, I see. Try to get in contact with her. Chances are slim, but she's all we have. Francisca. Will she even want to help us? Edgeworth. What is it? I don't have any right to judge anyone ever again. I know my client is guilty. But what I'm doing now, I'm pinning the guilt onto someone totally innocent and using the evidence to do so. It might be my turn to say, defense attorney Phoenix Wright chooses death. Right. It doesn't suit someone like you to cry useless tears, whether you did your job well or not. That can only be seen after the verdict has been decided. The verdict? Is Prosecutor Edgeworth here? Oh, yes, bailiff. There's a phone call for you, sir. They said it was extremely urgent. They're probably finished with the handwriting analysis. I have to go take this call. In the meantime, think hard about what it is you must do. To be continued in the next episode. Oh my giddy aunt. Oh boy, that was a roller coaster. I guess now we just have to hold out a little bit longer to give Von Karma time to track down Gumshoe and retrieve him and the evidence. Although, we do still have to find Maya. Now, at this point, I'm pretty sure that the game won't kill Maya off, but short of a Deus Ex Machina from Edgeworth's rescue team, I'm not sure how this works out. Unless the evidence leads us to Maya, but no one else can figure it out before us or something like that. Yeah, oh well. In the meantime, up here's a playlist of my Dengan Run Bud Trigger Happy Havoc playthrough, and down here is a video that YouTube recommends. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!